We don't went to school. We got a bad car. We ain't got no Yaris out there now. We got a bad. You know us. Now you know our shoes. Now come on now. It ain't just Walmart. You know, come on. We got the bell. You know when we step out. You know how we do.
We can
now you know. Now even when we wear African garments, you know. Now you know. Come on now. Even when we got African, it ain't no regular. No. That's you stand up and speak.
We can pay somebody
to
cook, to clean, to wash.
Maybe to clean, but can we
on
an everyday
American woman,
on an everyday basis?
Never relinquish that nurturing to somebody else.
But if you don't know how to do it, though, how to do it,
instinctive.
How can it be instinctive if you've never done it? So you're telling me that you just automatically know how to do it?
Automatically. The nurturing. Oh yeah.
So you can already you can just. I need to throw the cornmeal right on the table. I can just throw the cornmeal. I just put the cornmeal on the table. You just take care of it. You ain't never done it before. You just know how to do it. Or you just know how to do it.
Nobody's gonna love your child like you gonna love.
No, I ain't talking about your child. I'm talking about I'm not talking about your particular child. I'm talking about when you get married and you have not journeyed into cooking into these things that you just automatically going to just Shazam. I've heard many women say, well, when I get married, I'm going to cook. So I'm like, well, you haven't. I told one of my cousins, well, do you know how to cook? And when I get married, I said, well, so do you go through a door and just say Shazam? And you come out?
No, but you see the situation is today that you got books. You got the phone, because I know my daughter. I didn't actually teach my daughters to cook either. Sure. But then when they got out there and they knew they had to do something, I was on the phone. Well, I got to do this, and how about this, and how about that, and they learn from that way. But
they reach out.
They reach out to people that have many resources.
The point I'm trying to make. I was walking in the airport yesterday with a young lady. Right? I said, I'm gonna buy you some a lunch, right? So I was walking up there with her. I said, I'm buying you 2 pizzas now. You don't need 2 slices. You have 1 slice of pizza, salad. Break this thing down. You don't need 2, 3 slices of pizza. You know what I mean? So I said, so the shoe shine place we walked by. She said, I wouldn't do no shoe shine. I said, well, what's wrong with it? I ain't be shining nobody's shoes in this day. I said, well, the problem was when that was the only job. You understand me? I said, because you can take one can of polish that costs like $3, the paste I'm talking about, not that other stuff, the paste, and you put a little water in it, and you rub a little thing, you rub that on, you can do 100 pairs of shoes at $5 a shoe. You understand what I mean? I said, but the problem was that was the only job. So have we... in other words, back in the day, that was probably the only job that we could get as black men. That's what I'm saying. So a stigma kind of come along with it. Has that same thing come along with cooking? Because so many women today, they just almost like, when you talk that, it's almost like, I'm slaving for you. I'm not talking, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's like you're almost making a slave, you know what I mean? It's that another, and stuff, So is it...
I think that's a male point of view.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting ready to say that's like.
But that's the market that if you're dealing with a male, that would be the market that you would be.
But it's the only way to show love.
No.
I got it in the beat.
Food is not the only way to show love. Food is not the only way to show love, but
it's the root.
But
that's what they say.
The bottom line. See, I think what's happening with us is that we don't realize. You know how you fly a plane from, let's say, L.A. to Newark or New York, a red eye they call it, and come a point where the plane got to land. You know what I mean? That plane first took off, and all that fuel in it. By the time it got to Newark, all that fuel is basically gone because it's burning up and everything. You got to land, and I think that some point that. Because of everything that's been put on us with the Jim Crow, and you're not this, and you got to fit in here, and you got to change your face, and you got to change it, you know what I mean, just to fit in that, we have forgotten the human part of us, that we still must cut that orange, that it's still okay for, you understand? I think if you look at Michelle Obama, President wife, First Lady, she said, well, I'm not going to let the maids clean their rooms and things. She said, because all that is training.
Yeah.
She said they had to do this right here as training. You know what I mean? So over years that they already know. So when they go to college, they ain't got to have nobody laying around doing it for no reason or whatever, this, that, and other, that they can do it. They said, excuse me, girlfriend, I'll talk to you later on. Let me take care of this. They can be able to do it because they're used to doing it. They're bred into doing it. You understand me? You're bred into doing it. Now, just like with me, I work with tools and things. I can fix things. I've always did it. I remember 1973, all the kids had 10 speeds. I didn't have a 10-speed. I had a bike with a seat that fell off, 1 speed. But one thing I learned was I learned how to fix the bike. Within 18 months of 73, let's say like 74 and a half or whatever, all their bikes was mine. They were buying their bikes back from me because they threw them away. I refixed the bike, fixed the gears, and sold them back. You know, I had understood how the gears work and this, that, and other. I can ride past by somebody today, even in my car or on my motorcycle, and I look at them on 10 speed, I say, they in the wrong gear. You know what I mean? You ain't moving fast enough for 5. You understand me? The 10 speed got 10 gears. So if you just taking off, that thing's supposed to be in 1. You're never supposed to be strain on a 10 speed. In fact, you hurt the rim on when you do that right there. I don't want, because I long for understanding that right there. So that's all I'm asking is that, could it be that we don't teach these skills no more because we just look down on it because at one time it was the only thing that we could do?
I'm not sure that
No,
that's true.
I don't think that's
I don't
true.
think it's true.
I think it's a matter of time and
Yeah,
work.
yeah, it's just different priorities. We're in a different age. I mean, there's just
still gotta
so
eat,
much.
though.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah,
And
he
nowadays,
keeps coming back
yeah,
to the
but
food,
because look at all the fast food
We still
places,
gotta eat,
you
though,
know.
because we have
need
to.
the nourishment and
We still
everything.
need
We
the
agree with that.
And for
But
those
it doesn't necessarily
that
have to
make-
be the woman who prepares the meal.
Yeah.
My husband is an excellent
It
cook.
could
Yes.
be always a man.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
Now,
can.
me,
Right.
as a point of all of this, I've been cooking since I was 8 years old.
Okay, you
Okay.
cook. Right.
Okay.
No.
I remember my mother told me, she said, I'm going to try you out on something. I'm going to teach you something. Teach you to see how you,
Sure.
teach you to cook. Because one day mama not going to be around you
Right.
all your life.
Right. Okay.
So what she did was, I didn't know what she was doing at the time, but what she did was, she always had new pots and old pots. And what she did was, she took this old pot she had, and we had like tons of rice. So, you know,
Right.
she said, "This is what I want you to do. I want you to put some water in the pot. I want you to boil water, and then once the water boils, you're gonna put the rice in the pot." So I did that and everything, and not thinking, I forgot I had something on the stove. I burnt the pot of rice.
Okay.
I was mad.
And her whole
She
thing.
said, "That's okay. It's okay.
'Cause she had the
You
whole
gotta
thing.
learn." But ever since then, I've been cooking ever since then.
Oh, yeah.
And more aware of what you were doing in the kitchen than
Yeah.
mine going somewhere else.
This is a little twist to talking about teaching our daughters to cook or our sons to cook. My daughter's mother-in-law,
Sure.
as a seamstress, and her mother was a seamstress.
Okay.
Her mother taught her father. Her father was a college professor.
Okay.
Taught her father how to sew. He made her wedding gown.
Wow.
He made her he made her cotillion gown. She was, a coming out party. Beautiful. He made her wedding gown. He was an excellent, men were called tailors.
Tailor,
But
right.
he was a seamstress.
And and I'm glad you brought that up because my mother was a great sewer. She sewed. And I kind of wish that I could embody that tailor thing because that was one reason why I didn't do no sewing. I didn't learn sewing and nothing like that because that right there was basically, the female thing. You know what I mean? But if I knew the word tailor, that it would be a different thing. But when I do the wood, what she does what she used to do the material.
Sure.
You understand me? So that's the main thing. But it's today. I'm only saying this right here is that there's some things that we've put down that was good for us. That's all I'm saying. No matter whether the man do it or the woman do it or whatever. But there are some things that because of what was dealt us. See, we have to understand. I remember a woman that her husband was alcoholic. And she said, you know, she has to go to AA too. And I never understood why. She said, because I dealt with him and I was became affected psychologically, you know what I mean? So